Hi, this is Joyce with the Pilkington Homesteads. Today I'm going to try a different way to preserve my eggs. And my brother Robert encouraged me to do this. He said this is the way that he keeps his eggs. And done properly, you can store your eggs, some say up to 2 years. Most people have used them before then. But so I'm going to try this and see how it works. I usually freeze my eggs, but this is an old-timey way to do it. You don't have to have refrigeration, so it's a good way to try to keep your eggs fresh for a long time. And because that you put them in here raw in a whole egg, you can like fry them or use them anyway because the egg is going to be preserved as a fresh egg. So the things that you need to do this method is you need some calcium hydroxide, or pickling lime is for me the easiest way to get it. So I just went and I got it off Amazon, so I just ordered some. If your grocery stores have it right now, it's not really pickling season, but you can get it there if they still have it. You're going to need this, and you're going to need fresh eggs. You cannot use store-bought eggs. You have to use with eggs that have been laid within a week. And you do not wash them, and you do not put them in the refrigerator. If you do either one of those things, this does not work. Eggs have a bloom on them. That's what keeps them where, like, you can take these eggs, put this carton on the cabinet, and they would stay good 3 months. But once you wash them or put them in the refrigerator, you've changed the way the egg is, and it won't work. So make sure you don't wash them. You want them as clean as you can get them, but do not wash them and do not refrigerate them before you use them. Okay, and so then you need the lime. You need 1 ounce of weighed lime to 1 quart of water, and you need distilled or water that does not have, not straight from the tap, distilled or from Berkeley. This is from Berkeley or something like that to use. And you want to weigh your lime because you can't use a 1 ounce scoop and that be right. It has to be weighed. Well, there's a lot of rules to this out there, but it's really interesting. Okay, so the other thing to do is eggs have a pointy and they have a top, a rounder top, and you want to put the eggs in pointy side down. What that does is put space up here with air, and it keeps your yolk sort of in the middle of your egg. So to start with, you take and you put your eggs in carefully. They're going to roll it first, but you put them in, trying very careful not to crack them until you get a line of them, and then they'll start holding themselves. But see how I'm doing this? Very carefully. And then you just can start doing that and holding them up. And when you do this, you're wanting to have at least 1 inch of water above the eggs. And I know this feels like very slow, because you want to be really careful. You do not want to crack one of your eggs. So that's like when you look at them, you want to look around, make sure they're clean, and make sure they have no cracks in them, because it won't work if they're cracked. So you just put these in. I'm going to go ahead and get all these in, and then I'll come back. have 31 eggs in here. As you can tell, I have room for more. And I've been told that some people do like 5 gallon, 3 gallon, this is 1 gallon, larger amounts of eggs, and you can like add to it, but always use the first ones first if you can. To me, that always seemed like that would be difficult. So that's why I got a gallon jug. And 31 eggs. If I have to, I'll just get another gallon egg when I get it, a gallon jar. When I get enough of them saved up, then just do another gallon. So you take your, and it's always best if you have the pointy side down, but it is not a disaster if you don't. It's not going to do anything to the egg. So what you do is you take I have 2 quarts of water here, because you got to make sure and cover all the eggs. And so I have 2 ounces of the lime, and you're going to mix it up really good, and it looks very milky. I may sound like I don't know what I'm doing, and that's because I have never done this before. I've just heard so many people talk about it, and my brother just absolutely thinks it's the way to go. So I wanted to try it. And since I was trying, I thought y'all might be interested in just seeing how it does. So what I'm going to do is going to date. Of course, you always date it. But when I date it, then I'm going to come back like in 3 or 4 months or something like that. And we'll see what an egg looks like, see how it worked. But you want to make sure you get this mixed up really well. And it's real easy to mix. But I just want to make sure I get it. Now when you put it in there and cover it, it's going to look very milky. But as it sits there, it's going to kind of settle to the bottom. So you don't want to try to shake it or mix it. You just let it fall, because the lime's heavier than the water. And so that's the way it's supposed to do. You just leave it. And you want a tight-fitting lid on it so your water won't evaporate. And because this is glass, I'm going to put it in, try to keep it in a dark place. Now, if you had a crock pot, crop type of jar, and you can't see through it, and your house stays coolish, you could leave it on your counter. But you want it to stay cool, and then you want it to be in a dark place if it's not in a dark container. Okay, hope that's done enough. It's so full, I'm trying not to whip it too fast. I don't want it to go out, but I also want it to be well mixed. Okay, I think it is. Now, we just pour it over the eggs. And you want it to completely cover the eggs and maybe be like an inch above. I'll go ahead and pour it all in there. So they're well covered. So I have 31 eggs in here. That's a good start for winter. If I run out of frozen, or I think I want to wait though and try this like in 4 to 6 months and see what I think. So you put your lid on. You date your jar so you'll know. So then if you, like if you wanted to add to it, if you had like a 5-gallon bucket or a 3-gallon bucket or something like that, then you can add eggs to it, but try to use the bottom ones. I'm sure you would just take some kind of ladle and just go in the bottom and scoop out the bottom eggs and use them first. Try to do that. So here it is. This is what it looks like. And I'll be checking back with you with it, and we'll see how and one thing I do want to add, in case you do this, and I haven't used mine yet. The way you tell if your eggs are good, besides smell, if you want to know if they're good or not, you take about 2 cups of water, quite a bit of water. You could just like put half in, just something where you can put your egg in it. And if it goes to the bottom, you got a good egg. If it floats to the top, then it is not a good egg. If it goes in the middle, that means it's getting there. It's not really a fresh egg. It's kind of iffy. I wouldn't eat it, but if a good egg should go to the bottom and sit on the bottom. Then you know it's a good egg. Another way is an egg is solid. So if it swishes, it's probably not a good egg. It should have a solid feel to it. But the water test works. So I wanted to throw that in there right fast, because just in case you try to do this faster than I do mine and use them, and that is good for anything. Anytime you have an egg, you buy eggs at the store and you've had them in your refrigerator for a while and you're kind of wondering, is my egg still good? Do the water float test and you'll know if your egg is good or not. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.